Hello? I am 58 years old. I have worked in a technical field pretty much my entire life. I owned and operated, or actually my wife and I owned and operated a small engine repair. We sold and serviced outdoor power equipment, Kohler engines included. So we did that for a number of years, had a very successful run at that, and an opportunity came along that we could not pass up. We currently live on 76 wooded acres. It's a beautiful spot. We're very fortunate to be the caretakers of this area, for what time we have here. And that actually led into the impetus for buying the sawmill, I suppose you could say. And we also make maple syrup, and we thought, let's build our own maple syrup sugar house. So we'd been looking at mills. We looked around, looked at various brands, of course. And it didn't take us long to decide that Woodland Mills was going to be the brand we were going to go with. The features that you get for the price point that you pay are just phenomenal. We purchased this mill in HM126. I believe we got it in August of 2021. And it has just been, incredible. It has allowed us to build structures for our maple syrup, not just a sugar house, which we, are in the process of building. But also, hunting blinds. We built a mill shed with it, so it's just been great. As far as me personally, like I said before, I'm more of a technical person. This mill appeals to me in more than an aspect of cutting lumber, and that I can look at it, I can see how it functions. It's simple. If it needs any adjustments, I can make those. So yeah, Woodland Mills has just been an end to a means as far as us building our projects, but it satisfies my need to do something mechanical, at home. The Sawmill Shed was the first project that we built, with our Woodland Mills HM126. And again, we didn't really know what we were doing. We had an idea, my wife and I, of what we wanted, but it turned out great. It really did. It exceeded our expectations. Once again, the Woodland Mills Sawmill it's just every time you run a board on it, I would smile. I think like, okay, here's a piece of siding that's going to go on the Sawmill Shed, or here's this 4x8 hard maple beam. I'm like, where else would I get that? I mean, I couldn't go anywhere to a box store and buy that. This shed, it's got a span that requires these beams in it. And now I can that's no problem. Just roll that log on there and we'll cut our own beams. And we did. And it was so fulfilling. I mean, it was a lot of work, but when it was done and my wife and I, we stepped back and we looked at it and we're like, wow, check that out. We built that from our own two hands from lumber that we cut on our property and we milled on our sawmill, the HM126. It turned out great. And to hear people come and see it and they're like, that's one of the nicest looking sawmill sheds I've ever seen. And, you don't have to have a nice shed to mill lumber in, but when you got a spot where you can go and the weather's not on you, it's not raining on you, it is so nice. And if it gets dark, you turn the lights on, you run electricity to it, turn the lights on, and you just keep milling. The Woodland Mills Sawmill, it doesn't care if it's day or night, it's just going to keep making lumber. And you just it just frees up so much of your time. You're not constrained to what's going to get dark. We better get down there and get it done now. And no, you don't have to. We're ready to go. So yeah, it turned out better than we had hoped. We're proud of it. We're proud of what the sawmill enabled us to do. And nothing but good things to say about it. The deer blind that we constructed, we finished it in time for last year's deer season. It was a great project. It was a learning project. I mean, when we started this Woodland Mills journey, we had never built sheds or outbuildings or sawmill buildings or anything. So it also expanded our horizons and pushed us in areas that we probably wouldn't have found otherwise. But yes, the deer blind is ready. It turned out tremendous. Everyone who sees it just stands in awe of it. I'm trying not to brag, but it turned out better than I thought it would. And we are very pleased with it, and we are greatly looking forward to this year's deer. We have been milling a lot of eastern white pine on the Woodland Mills Sawmill lately, and rapidly becoming one of our favorite things to mill, white pine. But anyway, we've got a project in mind. And this kind of ties into our maple syrup and our deer hunting. We want to build a couple of cold rooms. Maple syrup obviously comes from maple sap, and you have to keep that sap cold. It will spoil, and with the crazy temperatures we've been having, it spoils pretty easy. So we're going to build a cold room to store our maple sap in while we're waiting to process it into maple syrup. And we're going to build a cold room that we can keep our deer in. If we harvest one and we can't get it to it, like maybe it's got to be in the morning when we can get to it, we're going to hang it in the cold room so it will remain, fresh. It won't spoil. So yeah, that's what we've been milling all this lumber for here lately. Here at B&B Farms, we never really talk about what the B&B stands for, but B&B stands for Bluegills and Botanicals. And our goal is to raise what we consider trophy bluegills. We have raised bluegills to 2 pounds. And I don't know, a lot of folks know what a bluegill is. And if you get 1 to 2 pounds, that's a pretty big bluegill. So yeah, we enjoy fishing for bluegills, raising bluegills. I'm looking over the pond right now. The mill shed overlooks our hybrid bluegill pond where we are raising our big bluegills. So, I can see that pond while I'm using the Woodland Mill Sawmill. I can look right over and see that pond. Two great loves in my life: milling my lumber and raising the bluegill. They're all right here together. The botanical aspect of B&B Farms is our maple syrup. So that was just kind of something that it's something else that we're passionate about is making maple syrup, raising our bluegills. We have been making maple syrup for, I believe this coming season will be our 13th or 14th season. So, we've made maple syrup before we got the Woodland Mills product. It's something that we did as a family when our sons were younger. They helped us and we kind of got into it and we enjoyed it. And, that creative spirit that guys that want to cut their own lumber or mill their own lumber, people that have a sawmill, I think that runs hand in hand with people that make maple syrup. It's just a way to be in touch with the land. It's a way to be self-sufficient, a way to be independent. And yeah, those two things run hand in hand. So we really enjoy the maple syrup. We look forward to it every year. We don't make a lot. We're not a huge producer, but it gives us time to spend outdoors when there's not a whole lot of anything else going on that time of year. So yeah, it's just something that we do to get us out and keep us in touch with the property, for lack of a better way to put that. It just ties us to this place. And I think that Woodland Mills actually, this is going to sound a little strange probably, but it actually fulfills that need also. It enables us to take our trees, our materials, and produce stuff that we need here, to build with. And that same self-sufficiency, that same independent spirit that drives the maple syrup shines through on the sawmill. So those two things just run hand in hand, I believe.